Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Smokey420's Odd Mech Warrior. This deck has been getting a lot of attention over on Hearthstone. It is boasting an 85% win rate, is a legend deck. And, you know, Odd Warrior, Mech Warrior, these are decks that we've covered quite a lot this expansion. It seems like, you know, Warrior aficionados have come out from under the woodwork after being disappointed for so many expansions without a viable Warrior deck, that now everyone is just clamoring to, you know, smash some skulls with a Warrior deck. And Smokey420 is no different. Still wants to get those skulls, but doing it in a little bit of a different way. I think typically when we see these odd Mech Warrior decks, they're a lot more late game committed, and they're committed to a late game that's a bit different to what Smokey420 is doing here. So the first thing that I want to point out is there's a lot more mechs in here than usual. Usually we only see maybe some Eternium Rovers to start with, some Dynamatics in the middle, and it's really that late game, you know, where those Ziliacs, starting with Ziliacs, where those powerful mechs, you start to see them. Instead we see Skaterbot earlier in the curve. Skaterbot, a card that I've been really wanting to test with. I think one Skaterbot really gives you a lot of flexibility, but we've got two here, so we get to see that even more. We've also got Beryllium Nullifiers in here, a card that is always a pretty sweet one to discover off of Dr. Boom, but this deck has two in the deck. So just a huge threat, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, so this is going to mean it's very difficult for our opponent to remove unless they have other large minions or huge unconditional board clears like Twisting Nether. So really keen to see how this Beryllium Nullifier goes. We've also got a Countess Ashmore in here. It's going to help us draw some minions out of our deck, help us restock, also get our hand nice and big, nice and chunky for the Boom Ship, card that I haven't played with, but I really like this one. It helps kind of mitigate some of the downside of playing Baku, mitigate some of the downside of playing all these huge minions, these huge 7-drops. We can use the Boom Ship to kind of gain a bit of a tempo advantage, maybe get, you know, 15, 20 mana worth of minions on the board, give them rush as well to try and stabilize and turn the corner. Outside of that, it's a very typical Odd Warrior affair. We've got a lot of removal, shield slams, shield blocks to combine with them, brawl to clear everything. There's no Reckless Flurry in here, so we are going to be leaning on the brawls a fair bit for our area removal. We've got some Direhorn Hatchlings in here, another great card to drop off the Boom Ship. And just a solid taunt all around. We don't have any, you know, we can't play Dead Man's Hand in this list, so help us a little bit in terms of the fatigue matchup, but I'm sure that's not the main reason. Darius Crowley here as well, another rush minion. Speaking of rush, I guess that's the main thing that's kind of missing from this deck, what Smokey420 has kind of opted to cut from the list. A lot of these kind of decks will play a rush package, so they'll start with some Town Cries to give us another 1-drop, some Rabid Worgens to help fill in the curve, as well as having, you know, Darius and Ziliacs as well in there. Other than that, like I said, lots of typical Warrior shenanigans, Control Warrior shenanigans, at least the Trailblazer. So we'll jump into some games, and we'll see how this sweet deck goes.
I must protect the wild.
Okay.
Victory or death!
Against the Druid. So definitely want to keep this Rover, get some early damage in. I don't think we want Brawl or Shield Slam. What do we want to find? Any aggressive options early on that we can try and get some extra damage in, or do we just want to try and armor up as much as possible? I think we'll keep this Shield Slam. We're probably going to be free to armor up quite a lot. Yeah. So we can use this Shield Slam on possibly the first big threat. USSK Shade just donated $5. What is going on there? AK, what's going on? Good to see you. hello, just one hello, and no more. Hopefully you're having a good one. Do you have a good weekend? There's a lot of stuff going on the weekend. Magic pre-releases, AFL Grand Final, GSL Super Tournament was on. We actually had a really interesting GSL Super Tournament where no one falls for that stuff anymore. Yeah. Especially when you put the $ after the 5. It's yeah, we had a really interesting Super Tournament which saw TY, who got 2nd place at the last GSL, get eliminated in the round of 16, and then saw Maru get, the guy who won the last GSL, get eliminated in the round of 8. Which might not mean a lot to some people, but maybe we should be Omega assembling. No, I don't know. If it's a Malagos, can we out-armor it? Can we out-armor them? No dead giveaways. Can we out-armor Malagos? I think the unfortunate thing is if this is the triple win condition deck, then we probably just die. My Dropbox started sinking, and now I'm in Buffer City. Uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. I guess this is just kind of the play we have to go for. Hope that their win con doesn't align with our strategy. That it's a damage-based win con. I can deal 22 in a turn with a swipe and the 0 spots. The 0 drops with only 1 Malagos. Yeah, but a lot of these, especially if they have the twig, you're looking at, you know, one of those like triple Malagos decks. I guess we'll just get one of these shield slams out of it. No ooze in the deck is definitely unfortunate. It's pretty good. That eliminates our Beryllium Nullifier being an excellent draw. I think Mali goes up to 54 with Twig. Okay.
Access denied.
Well, we're up to 54.
Ah, sweet essence.
Sweet essence, indeed. Do we want this Elise or the Super Collider? Probably the Elise.
This jungle.
I mean, if they have it, if they have the full 54 damage, then we're pretty dead, right? We're taking 6 here and the rest, but they haven't drawn too much. So 14 cards left in the deck, 7 in hand, so I don't know. Is that? Well, there's the ultimate manifestation. I feel like Sweet Essence is something Tahaka would say. It 100% is. Oh, Sweet Essence. I did that mutation, the latest StarCraft mutation. It is pretty impossible to do with Stukov, so I had to play Tahaka. The one with the propagator. So for those of you who haven't played StarCraft co-op, you team up with a bud against some AI, and they have weekly mutations, just like a lot of other games. And this one has like guys that spawn, and if they touch anything they touch, they turn into themselves. So any melee units just can't kill them because they'll touch them, and then there's another one.
What now? What now?
Diffusers!
Looking at two tools.
My hand is too full.
Well, losing a Dream Petal Florist
I
is
bring life.
okay. Hitting us for 15 with the Alex Strauss is. No. My Brilliant Nullifier. So does that mean we're super dead? Unfortunately, with both the shield slams gone, now they can just like play a raw Malagos. Not that I think they'd ever do that, but well, branching paths. Still digging.
What to do?
More and more cycling. Like, I think like we were saying before, I think our opponent kind of just has all the options in there. Probably not the triple win condition deck if they just used both naturalizers on us. Guess they might be going for some kind of some kind of Togwaggle victory. I think we'll just get our Dr. Boom on.
I'm so
Hopefully our opponent doesn't Togwaggle us and then open our release pack. That would be frustrating.
The circle of life is over.
Maybe we don't play this. Just because we might not get a 2-cost mech.
Hostile detected.
Access denied.
Job done.
That's not armor. So we're up to 50. Just waiting for our opponent to delete our deck or delete our hero. The deletion will come. Ooh, lifesteal? Don't mind if I do.
Flashlings are so fragile. Stop! Hostile detected. Silly meatbag.
Silly meatbag.
Stop! Silly meatbag.
Job's done.
Alright, what are we up to now? 50, we're up to
Almost out of
54.
cards.
But if they swipe us, we gain 2 armor. So fingers crossed they goof the math. They knew the lifesteal was too dangerous. Just can't get past this lifesteal. Sure. Well, we'll hit here first so we gain the armor.
Access denied.
Hostile detected.
Job done.
Just kind of doing stuff. Waiting for our opponent to kill us.
I am the essence of man.
There he is, right on the bottom.
I am the essence of magic.
2 Malagai. He swiped us. We gained some armor. Moonfire. Oh. Okay. Weird. Alright, how do we clear this Malagai? Boom ship? I think we could probably boom ship and kill these things.
Okay then.
Or can we do it with Super Collider? Super Collider zap? 3? Yeah, we can do it with a Super Collider.
Take that.
Job done.
You win.
Hooray!
I can rest now.
That was the most anticlimactic ending. I thought we were dead the entire time. Woo.
Let the hunt
Okay.
begin.
Up against the
Victory
Hunter.
or death.
So, Hunter's a pretty tricky one right now. We've definitely, I think Super Collider could actually be really good. I'll keep the Gatekeeper. Hunter, is a really interesting deck because it's so varied as to what decks could be out there. And each of the decks have just such really different strategies and different cards that are good against them. Obviously we, you know, got the brick there. Bricku. Coin. Kellerset. Okay, whatever we're up against, it's gonna be a beatdown. Madness. But we've got some good good options. As long as we can get hit to 5 before taking too much damage. Ooh, it just looks like we should be able to. Don't know how I feel about Coin Kellerset when your follow-up is just going to be to hero power. So maybe Rover hero power. See what happens, then we can Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper magnetized onto the Rover. Could be pretty good. Just want to make sure we're getting as many hero powers in while we can. And still maximizing the mana. Okay, so Death Rattle Hunter. I think with Kellerset, this makes me kind of think it's the more mid-rangey Death Rattle Hunter. Yeah, let's just go Skaterbot and tank up. Don't think we need to expose this Bronze Gatekeeper to more removal than we need to. If they want to trade a Spider Bomb for this, or if they want to play like a Terra Scale Stalker, they can go ahead. I think we have plenty more threats that... Sure. Now's a great time to resolve the Super Collider. How cool is this card as well? Like, this card really hit a lot of different marks. It's a weapon that does something different. It has a high impact, is competitively playable, and they absolutely nailed the animation on it. Like, hearing that sound, that ding, the ting. Yeah, hearing the ting. Hearing the ting is very good. Do we need options? Kind of. Let's shield block and hero power. Yeah. Keep ourselves healthy. No need to get this Bronze Gatekeeper on the board. The risk here is that they're not the like mid-rangey Death Rattle Hunter, that they're the big Death Rattle Hunter, and that we're going to have to grind through like 2 Highmanes, King Crush, Winter Wisp, a bunch of charged Devil's Oars. A bunch of nonsense. Yeah, happy to shield slam here. And as I was saying, if it is that yeah, it's dynamite. If it is that big Death Rattle Hunter, maybe firing off the shield slam there was super preemptive. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't favour us against the big Death Rattle Hunters. Especially not without Dr. Boom, but, you know, we've got a good portion of our late game here with these Omega Senpais. Rexar doesn't tell us anything except that our opponent has is definitely going to be toe-to-toe with us on this late game. Yeah.
Access denied.
Seems like a good enough opportunity. Keep our threat alive. Maybe we get a Hunter's Mark out of our opponent. There we go. Totally happy with that. One less Hunter's Mark is Baku, or potentially like a big minion. In Beast Mode. What'll be interesting is if they have trackings in their deck and if they plan on doing anything with them. Cooper.
Light the fuses!
So still just being a bit patient here. Settling for a long one, I would imagine. Oh, okay, so it's definitely big. Big old hunter. Give me some answers. Give me some answers. I mean, taking 9's not the worst, right? Not the worst thing. So it's one crush, one high main down. I think we can definitely still expect some big old beasties in our future. Smash! That's something we definitely want to hold on to. Would like to see Dr. Boom relatively soon. Though maybe without this super collider down, our opponent might extend a little bit onto the board. We can get another super collider down, get a bit more value. Still pretty healthy. Do want to save this shield slam for a charge Devil's Ore, or perhaps a big Zombeast. Great. So, that makes for a good brawl, at the very least. So, I will say I do feel so much better having this Baku, like, having Boomship in the deck really makes me feel not as bad when we draw Baku, because at least that's like that's like a fine interaction. Cube. Do we shield slam the cube? It's a tough question. Sets us up for a good super collider. So I think we're going to go for it. We're just going to have to find a way to kill those other threats. To pull a rabbit out of the hat. It's actually a bit of a tricky one to remove.
My power over you grows stronger yet.
Ruktar Ogre!
Job's done.
So, unfortunately it selected Ziliax as the rush minion, not the lifesteal minion, because it's the only lifesteal minion in the deck. We would have preferred it to select Crowley as the rush minion. If it selected the lifesteal minion first, that would be significantly better. Stone Tusk. Are we taking 8? It's a weird hunter. Sweet, so this interaction should work the way that we think. So this gets rid of the Divine Shield, then this hits that. I think we'll just armor up, play a Direhorn, play an Eternium Rover. Play a Kaboom. I just want to have some mech on the board to get this nullifier onto, so we can have kind of like a bigger rushy answer if our opponent has a large threat. Having it behind a taunt as well stops them from getting a like a poisonous minion or something. Candle shot, okay. No hunter's marks left, so the candle shot's not as threatening, I think, as it usually would be.
Magic neutralized.
Okay, feeling good. We just gotta keep outdoing this wildebeest. Oh, there's Poisonous and Rush.
Master.
Magic neutralized.
So we won't magnetize this once again, so they can't get like a poisonous rush minion or charge minion to answer it. And we can use this to kind of gain value over the next couple of turns, especially once we get a Ziliax on it. Or we can just use Ziliax to do this same trick again where we have a taunt out to protect it.
My pack will hunt you down.
It's pretty dangerous.
Weakness.
They can't kill this. No, they can, right? They attack here, poops out another Devil's Aura, attack here. They're not going to go for it. Oh no, they can still go for it. So, do we raw Ziliax or do we... I think we can raw Ziliax if we've got the Direhorn. Matriarch.
Unity. Precision. Unity.
Job's done.
Alright. We've still got Elise. We've still got Dr. Boom. Still have our Boom ship. Worst draw in the deck is Skaterbot. Even then...
Where's my...
Nothing. Okay. So no Charge Devils. So this was a bit of a weird version. I haven't seen King Crush in the more mid-range fair versions of Death Rattle Hunter too often. But I guess that's what we're seeing here. And there, of course, is the Skaterbot. Right on time.
I will silence their screams.
Yeah, they're casting the trackings.
I'm almost out of cards.
Feels pretty good there. They're essentially eliminating 3 turns of, finding answers with Builder Beast. And I don't think this is a particularly threatening board. When you have a 7/7, like you can get rid of one of them. So, our opponent was the first one to freak out. I think we should feel good about that.
Slay them!
I think we'll just play it through.
Out of cards.
Your weakness.
It's fine. We have the Brawl. Unfortunate. So now we can crack this cube, Brawl. We're only facing down 2 6/6s. We'll see if our opponent breaks the cube instead. They surely shouldn't. Sorry, we'll only be facing out 1 6/6 at most. Cool.
Slay them!
Okay, draw 2. Elise and Crowley. Oh, we even win the brawl. That's brutal. Those are always, like, I feel for our opponent now. Those are always the worst moments. Like, your opponent has to brawl into your own big, huge board, and they end up winning it too. They got a lot of crack razor balls.
Epic!
Ooh, Vile Spine? Hell yeah. Munch.
Aluth Neladar! Slay them! Ha!
I'm out of cards.
No legendaries, but love ripping a Vile Spine. We can even Blood Bloom a Boom ship. Fair enough. Well played to our opponent. It's a nice interactive game. Okay, up here against the Hunter. Same Hunter, different Hunter. So, you know, we kept the Super Collider last game and it worked out really well for us, and the Bronze Gatekeeper did pretty well too, so I think we'll just keep that going. Obviously, it could be a completely different style of Hunter, No Eternium Rover. So a little bit
None will
worse of a hand, but
survive.
we didn't draw the Baku, so that's a plus. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Turn 1 pass. Remember last game our opponent had Caliset, Coin Caliset into Steady Shot, and it was a bit of a interesting start to say the least. Alright, looks like the same same kind of matchup. So we'll play to the kind of logic that we gotta answer the egg. Okay, so we've got a lot of options here. I think what I want to do is coin out this Direhorn hatchling. See what our opponent thinks about that. If they have Hunter's Mark Candle Shot, then, or just Hunter's Mark in general, it's pretty bad. Flanking strat's fine. Really fine. Sweet, so now we can Super Collider and get a trade here. If they had placed that Flame Elemental right in the middle there, we would have been in the thick of it. So, we'll see how much damage they can pile on this turn. Not much more. We go for a brawl here. Or do we go for the shield block? We'll go for the brawl. It's 25% chance to be pretty bad. Which tells us maybe we should have played the Scatterbot first. That worked out pretty well for us. Let's see if we can kind of curtail this into turning the corner. Getting very aggressive with things.
Access denied.
Job's done.
Okay. This is a pretty good draw.
Your magic shall not save
Two. I think we just want to get this Direhorn down. It's going to be a tough one to get through, I think. Hunter's Mark. Do they have a flanking strike or candle shot or anything? If we're trading for one of these, then... Oh, not Rexar, though. That's game. Well played. Got that early advantage and just had the right amount of gas to kill us. So well played to our opponent. It's interesting to see kind of in 2 games just how those different starts, how that kind of plays through to the mid game. So we'll take a look at the deck. Ultimately, I think that this was a really fun deck to play. I think it might actually have been one of the more enjoyable Odd Warrior / Mech Warrior / Control Warrior decks that we've played. We didn't really get to see too much with the Boom Ship. I think we were kind of closing a lot of games out without having to play it, but I really like the option, especially with you know, Baku, and you know, you're filling your hand with a bunch of potentially garbage with like these big Omega assemblies. I didn't find too much use in the Skater bots. I think that's definitely a card you could cut down to 1, and potentially fit in something like a like some weapon removal. So the Gluttonous Ooze, that definitely would have helped against the Druid. Would have helped against even just a little bit of value against some of the Hunter decks. Definitely would have helped there. We could also hedge a little bit more against those aggressive decks with a Reckless Flurry, something like that. I think just the 2 Skater bots feels a little bit out of place. Kaboom bot was fine, and I think that there's definitely a reason that this card is in the deck. I think it probably plays very well against a lot of those mid-rangey decks, particularly those Hunters. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do the deck. Let me know what you think. As always, if you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Jump over there, give old mate Smokey420 a lovely, thoughtful comment, as I know you will. All of my links are down in the description as well, including a link to Twitter at Tommy_Wave. That's the best place to catch me if you've got a sweet deck you want me to play, or you can catch me right here on Twitch, Tommy_Wave. And until next time, I do hope you all stay safe and stay wavy. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.